Discover the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and dive into the world of legendary artists. See artifacts like Michael Jackson's jacket from Thriller, handwritten lyrics from the Beatles, dresses from Tina Turner's collection, Taylor Swift's piano, and so much more. And experience the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's new SNL exhibit with iconic artifacts like the cowbell from Will Ferrell's skit, Garth and Wayne's Wayne's World outfits, and Sabrina Carpenter's outfit from her 2024 performance. For more information, go to rockhall.com/exhibitions/SNL-50-years-music.
It's the Friday News Roundup. We're talking about continued ICE arrests in Philly and around the region. The Northern Liberties Night Market gets canceled. Provisional ballots got a redesign, and we're reading your comments this week. It's Friday, July 18th. I'm Trenae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. Joining me this week at the Footler Club is CityCast Philly producer Abby Fritz. Hey, Abby.
Good morning, Trenae.
Good morning. And joining us is Siani Colon, our Hey Philly newsletter editor. Hey, Siani.
Hi, guys.
Let's get into the stories of this week.
Yeah, so there's been recent reports of increased ICE activity in the Philadelphia region, and a South Philly neighborhood still reeling after ICE arrested 5 undocumented Guatemalan immigrants in their home around 20th and Morris. This is technically called collateral arrest. ICE intended to detain one person, but seeing other people in the home, they were also detained too. There was some video that went viral that captured residents yelling at ICE, calling them cowards for being masked.
Siani, you mentioned collateral arrest. Can you kind of break that down for me?
So collateral arrest basically refers to when ICE is executing a warrant on a specific individual who may be accused of a crime or have a criminal record. They'll come to arrest that person, but may find other immigrants without legal status in the same house or apartment. So they arrest and detain those people too, and ultimately deport them, even if they have never faced criminal charges.
But do they have to have some sort of warrant for everybody they pick up in these situations? Or like when an officer comes to your door, they have to have some sort of documentation to come in. Is ICE exempt from that?
So when it comes to a warrant, they need to have a correct type of warrant. So if you're asking for a warrant from an ICE officer, it should say United States District Court at the top and signed by a judge. And the judge's title would also be below their signature. There might be instances where an officer shows you a different kind of warrant called an administrative warrant. And that might say Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement at the top. But if they only have an administrative warrant, you shouldn't have to let them in. Or in an instance where people don't know these different distinctions when it comes to a warrant, they might feel powerless in that instance of being able to restrict entry. And there's also been instances where bystanders are asking, like, hey, do you have a warrant, and not getting a response.
So there's more of these stories coming out.
Yeah, this is just one of several stories that's been happening lately. There was another story in the Philadelphia Inquirer that covered a Germantown resident who's actually planning to relocate to Belize with her children after her husband was deported. So you're seeing how this is impacting families of mixed status. Just this week, 14 undocumented immigrants were arrested at a raid in a Northtown market. And a man was arrested outside the Juanita Kids Scout Center for criminal justice on Wednesday. So there was video posted by the immigrant rights group Juntos that showed plainclothes ICE agents refusing to say whether they had a warrant, as, again, bystanders are witnessing this happening, trying to get more information on the situation and not getting answers. And there were instances where the crowd called out that the man was having difficulty breathing as pressure was being applied on his head and his neck.
The video that we were watching is just so violent. It's hard to watch those videos.
Yeah, it's very graphic. And one thing that was notable in that video was the Philadelphia sheriffs who were present. Because again, this was outside the courthouse. And for the most part in the video, you see them just standing nearby, keeping the crowd at bay. But at one point you do see there's a sheriff who like subtly points his taser towards the person recording, as they are telling the crowd to back up. So it's something of note because we've had these conversations about Philadelphia as a sanctuary city or now welcoming city, really restricting how much interaction the city of Philadelphia has when it comes to participating in ICE activity.
You mean like law enforcement?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So whether it's law enforcement, whether it's, the school district, the idea is that they can't stop this activity from happening. But as a sanctuary city, they're inclining not to help in that instance.
They're not aiding.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what some critique is online of people feeling a type of way, seeing Philadelphia sheriffs, even if they're not directly arresting the person, you still see them in that instance. And again, that subtle threat of like the taser in the scene.
These videos are like so horrific to watch as someone who's not personally connected to anyone in the video, but I can't imagine if that's like your family member or your colleague or someone like it is really disturbing.
Yeah, so if, anyone is uncertain what their rights are when it comes to interacting with ICE, whether you're undocumented or a citizen, we do have a guide on our site thanks to our colleague Mallory at CityCast Pittsburgh.
All right, we've got more news after the break. Did you know that jazz legend John Coltrane moved to the Strawberry Mansion section of North Philly as a child? Or that the iconic Divine Lorraine Hotel earned its name when Father Divine transformed it into the first racially integrated hotel in the city? This July, discover the powerful stories that shaped a neighborhood at the North Philadelphia History Festival, happening July 24th through the 27th. It's 4 days of free events, exhibits, live music, film screenings, performances, and community conversations, all celebrating the rich African-American and Puerto Rican cultural legacy of North Philadelphia. The North Philadelphia History Festival is organized by Scribe Video Center, with lead support provided by the William Penn Foundation. Join Scribe this July 24th through 27th at various sites throughout North Philadelphia. Learn more at scribe.org/NPHF. That's scribe.org/NPHF.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtual Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your virtual pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
All right, so I was on vacation last week, but I still was like plugged into the news, and I was trying to kind of like, turn the news off so I could actually like rest my brain. But the DC 33 strike, we're still kind of talking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about it. We're still cleaning up from it. And we're also keeping our eye on some other potential strikes in the future that could happen. Like the teachers union could go on strike, which could come at the end of August if they don't reach an agreement. But in some more positive union news, DC 47, who represents city workers like librarians and social workers, they reached a tentative agreement with the city. It's a 3-year contract. So after year 1, they are going to have a 2.5 pay increase and a $1,250 bonus. Year 2 and 3, they get 3% pay raises. It still needs to be ratified, but likely will be. And as a side note, DC 33, who came to a tentative agreement last week, their voting period to ratify the agreement ends this Sunday. So we're going to see if that happens, which, it's no secret that
things were contentious.
Yes. It's not like everybody was really happy after the agreement was made.
Well, the DC 33 union leader
literally said he didn't like it.
He was not happy with the outcome.
Yeah. So we'll see if it gets ratified.
We're such a union city. and we've been talking about this as a team, that maybe we need to do, an episode soon just explaining how Philly became a union city, how things have changed, or maybe in some ways have stayed the same over the years, and what is the future of workers' rights. Remember, minimum wage is still on the books here in the Commonwealth as $7.25 an hour, which is insane. What does it mean to be a union city? We've seen unions and workers' rights conversations even at the university levels, at coffee shops, so many different sectors in the city.
Yeah, and like the way the community showed out at the picket line and on social media during the DC 33 strike, it's just so obvious how much like energy there is and how engaged Philadelphians are with unions. So I think that could be a really interesting episode if we wanted to do a little deep dive into that.
Unfortunately, there are some workers who still need some extra support now that the strike is over. You may remember this story that sanitation workers Tyree Ford and Aaliyah Norris are still recovering after a drunk driver struck them while on the picket line on July 3rd. Norris, who is pregnant, is stable, thankfully, but Ford has been critically injured and has needed some surgeries. Currently, a GoFundMe for him has raised about $30,000 so far.
Just so heartbreaking. I want to talk about just like how residents are reeling over all of this. Was your trash pickup back to normal this week?
My trash guys came later in the day than they normally do. They typically come in the morning, but they showed up later in the afternoon. But I've never been so glad to hear the sound of a trash truck in my life.
Seriously. Now, my trash day is on Monday, but my trash and recycling didn't get picked up on Tuesday. But I was just like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Whenever y'all come, y'all will come.
Yeah, they need a minute to get totally back to normal. I had a similar experience where they just came a little late. But honestly, I was just happy to see there was a literal mountain of garbage bags on the corner of 20th and Snyder. And it's not even really where trash is normally picked up from, and it wasn't a temporary trash site. It was just the community was like, we're gonna put trash here, and they picked it up. It's gone. So I'm visibly seeing that the workers are back and they are really working hard to clean up for us. There's still a lot of litter. There's still stuff floating around. But I'm happy.
But you know what? People have been critical about that because, I think it like we were saying, the heightened energy around this particular strike, that people are calling out sanitation workers for the way in which they pick up the trash and criticizing that. And there's a bigger problem here. I've seen people tossing trash outside a moving vehicle. We don't have enough trash cans to even put trash sometimes. And then we haven't even talked about the illegal dumping that continues to happen in the city. So this city has issues with the workers being paid living wages and also other trash issues.
Yeah. We've had litter since before the strike. I don't think post-strike all of the litter in Philadelphia is going to go away just because they're back. So
it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
And overall, it just needs to be an attitude change in a city as a whole. Because it's if people don't see the issue of just tossing out, trash out their car window, or even some cases dumping in their own neighborhoods, seeing that when it comes to our parks, just let me just toss this over the rail as if it magically disappears. I mean, part of it is people got too much trash. It's so heavy and they have to, keep it moving. So it's do I wish the block looked a little better after trash day? Yes, but they're also carrying all sorts of stuff in there that I think makes it difficult. And it's either the job needs to get done, it needs to get done fast. So it's not going to be perfect, unfortunately.
Okay, y'all. I saw a toilet on my block, okay? A freaking toilet. And the dirty mattresses. I can't stand seeing dirty mattresses or broken up couches, yeah.
Seeing it is crazy. I feel too, the alleys, that's
alleys
free game.
Yeah.
I've seen
So much stuff.
the craziest things in my life in the alley behind my house.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is game back there, which I don't agree with, but
Well, we're going to keep talking about this in future episodes. All right, we'll be back after this break.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there is one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
So election officials announced this week that they've made a few tweaks to provisional ballots to hopefully eliminate some common technical errors that have disqualified ballots from being counted in the past. So it's a pretty small change, and it may not seem like a big deal, but it can have a really big impact on whether or not someone's vote gets counted. And sometimes these elections are tight. Like, every single vote matters, and it's really a bummer to see people's votes not getting counted because of a signature or something, some technical error on the physical ballot. So this redesign is happening to try to combat that. And just for those that don't know, provisional ballots, they give election officials more time to determine if a voter is actually eligible to vote. So you fill out a provisional ballot with how you would like to vote, and then the County Board of Elections decides if it can be counted, essentially. And like, there's many reasons why you may have to use a provisional ballot. If you requested a mail-in ballot or like an absentee ballot and you lost it before voting, you can go in and vote with a provisional ballot. If you don't meet ID requirements for first-time voters, like if you just move to a new voting district or something like that, a lot of the times the first time you vote, you'll have to use a provisional ballot. And you could just get rejected because of one of those technical reasons. In the 2024 general election, 5% of provisional ballots were rejected for envelope errors specifically. So the state consulted election officials and landed on changing the envelopes to make it more clear where voters and poll workers must sign the envelope so it can be counted. And a similar redesign was done on mail-in ballots, and rejections dropped 57% that year that the redesign happened. So that's a big change, and I think they're hoping for similar outcomes for provisional ballots now. The new designs are going to be used in the November municipal elections, which
is going to be a big deal because judicial races, November 4th is the next election. So definitely be sure that you're registered to vote before then, and have a say in who's going to sit in our Supreme Court.
Okay, so that was the provisional ballots. Also coming from the state is whether SEPTA is going to get funding.
Yeah, it sounds like we're getting close to a deal. Everybody is saying it should come at any minute. They're in closed door proceedings. And we're all just waiting to see if SEPTA is going to get funded and if there's going to be major cuts or not. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and I read a story from NBC Philadelphia. This is the headline: SEPTA to cut bus routes day before school begins.
Oh, my God.
Guys, the School District of Philadelphia students, they go back to classes Monday, August 25th. A lot of children use SEPTA to get to school. This is critical for Philadelphia. We'll keep our eyes on that as well. Any updates? Stay connected with us on Hey Philly.
Speaking of Hey Philly, Siani, your inbox was filled this week with messages from our newsletter readers, right?
Yes, I love hearing from you guys in the inbox. So shout out to all our Hey Philly readers. And a lot of you offered some suggestions that I wanted to share and get your thoughts on. So one thing I asked this week was recommendations for the best places to grab a soft pretzel. I had just done a pretzel making workshop that I had mentioned from M. Wilson, and I probably have eaten like 8 to 9 soft pretzels in the past few days. I did freeze them. They weren't just sitting out. But yeah, definitely need to explore what other soft pretzels are out there. So former Hey Philly newsletter editor Asha Prihar, hey girl, chimed in recommending, quote, the pretzel at Victory Brewing on the Parkway. Yards at 5th and Spring Garden has a good IPA pretzel on their menu too, but it's the beer, cheese, and spicy mustard that comes with it that are the real stars. I prefer to order that one during happy hour when it's less expensive.
Beer, cheese, and spicy mustard. What a combo, right? All right. I'm gonna put y'all on, but don't be like telling a whole bunch of people, okay? Because I don't want this to ever get sold out or something.
What you got?
All right, go to Fred's and go Fred's Water Ice and order a pizza pretzel, tomato sauce, melted mozzarella cheese, and you can get beef pepperoni. Because some people don't eat pork in the city. It's hot, it's filling, and it pairs perfectly with a kitty-sized mango water ice. Trust me, you can eat this for dinner.
Where is Fred's Water Ice?
Southwest.
Southwest.
Or you can go to like George's, or you can go to King's on 33rd.
I love that.
It's dinner, okay?
I hear you on the water ice spots having the pretzel hookups. I'm like kind of a situational soft pretzel eater, and I think it just pairs perfectly with water ice. Like I don't get a water ice and not get a pretzel. Like they go together, right? So I really love Chuck's Water Ice on Snyder.
Good spot. You put me onto that. Yeah.
It's they're wonderful, and I will always get a mango gelati. And they have a deal for 3 soft pretzels, the full-sized soft pretzels for $3.50. Yeah, so I get 3 pretzels and a water ice for under $10.
My mouth dropped and I'm salivating right now.
Well, all these combos.
Now,
right?
do you get, now, Abby, like, how do you eat your soft pretzel? With cheese, with mustard, plain?
I'm a mustard girl.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yellow or spicy?
Spicy.
Spicy.
Yes.
Okay. Siani, what's your spot?
Well, after you shamed me for my hot dog preferences the last time, I don't know.
You still eating ketchup on the hot dog?
Yes, I am.
No!
Just ketchup. Nothing else.
No.
Well, okay, now when it comes to my pretzels, I'm usually eating them plain. Sometimes
Siani.
I feel like if it's a good enough pretzel, you don't got to put all this other stuff on there.
Okay.
I hear that.
Okay, but
I'll sometimes have a baldy in the case of like if sometimes they oversalt the pretzel, so I'll dust them
that's true.
off.
That is true.
And I feel like if the pretzel is like good enough quality, then like it's fine without the salt. Others, they need that extra help. The soft pretzels I had from M, we also sprinkled this seasoning called za'atar, which I hadn't had prior. And so like a Middle Eastern seasoning. And that brought a nice little flavor that was new. But I got an interesting recommendation for a twist on a twisted treat from Jessica from Wissahickon. She said, there is a huge missed soft pretzel opportunity in this city, and I don't know who can bring it to life, but I'm willing to try. 1, Philadelphia cream cheese.
Like on a pretzel?
Bear with me. Bear with me. 2, Philadelphia, home to the soft pretzel. Philly soft pretzel plus Philadelphia cream cheese equals the Philadelphia bagel. Let's skip the mustard. Let's eat pretzels with cream cheese on them. In the morning, they're basically more interesting and tastier salt bagels. Who's with me?
I'm actually, hold on, because I love a bagel. I think this might work. I think this can work. But my thing is, you ever go to a Wawa and they sell the single or the double pretzels, which are actually good sometimes, again, for like a meal. Like, would you refrigerate this? Because then that causes the pretzel to get hard. And we don't want that. And remember, guys, we're talking like pretzel styles that are the shape of a link, not like the other classic twisted version or whatever. So that middle part of the classic Philly pretzel, that softness is like the best part of the pretzel.
Yeah.
If that is cold, that's going to like mess up the whole vibe.
Yeah, I agree. Not
It's a
great.
good combination, but I feel like the cream cheese has to like get placed inside while it's hot.
Oh, like be filled, like a filled pretzel?
Yeah, like pipe it in while it just came out the oven.
Well, a freshly baked pretzel, that hits.
Yeah. I've tried a Philly pretzel breakfast sandwich before, and I liked it a lot. I do recommend it. I also thought, like, the thing about it was I found it more filling than the classic bagel breakfast sandwich, because I think there's something about a pretzel it's a little denser almost. It's a little more filling. So it looks visually smaller than you would expect, but it really filled me up. So I did appreciate that.
Was it Row Home Coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes.
I love that. I go to the one in Norris Square. Like, to your point, it's so filling and it just tastes so good. I definitely prefer it over a bagel. Well, you can run off all those pretzels you ate by joining a local run club. Yay!
And we were talking about running this week on the show.
Yes. So we got a recommendation from Coach E, who wrote in suggesting folks check out the Winfield Track Club. Said they welcome all runners, no matter their experience, ability, or pace. The group meets nearly every day each week.
Oh, cool.
Oh, they look like a great run club. Many moons ago, I was a track and field runner.
Wow.
This is like a weird thing about me, but there's a council member who is currently sitting in City Hall, and he was my coach.
Wait, who?
That's for another episode.
The cheese.
Tune back in to find out.
Yes, but we used to go running in Winfield, and when it would rain, we would run in Overbrook High School.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm more of a solo runner. I get a little breathy. Like, I don't want to have to talk to someone.
Breathy?
I run. Exactly. So, but the Gritty 5K just opened for registration this week. It's put on by the Flyers. It's 3.1 miles. It's a cute little run in FDR Park from the Wells Fargo Center, and it's happening October 4th. Very kid-friendly. Some fun things along the route, like karaoke, and you get a hot dog at the finish line. Speaking of hot dogs, hopefully
Just
they'd
don't
have
put ketchup on it, please.
Hey.
You know what? A 3.1 mile. I think I could do that.
You could do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. It'd be fun. And bring the kids. Make them run.
Yeah.
I'll see you there because I'm trying to get my second medal this year.
Yes. I forgot. Siani wants more medals.
Collecting. Well, there is a race that is stirring up some controversy, and that's the Philadelphia Marathon. The Philadelphia Gay News reported on Thursday that non-binary runners filed a complaint against the city for lack of full inclusion in a marathon by not offering an elite non-binary category. So this is a reminder, we have a dedicated episode to the Philadelphia Rugby Football Club, which accepts trans athletes, as well as a Hey Philly article with different LGBT-friendly sports orgs in the city. Now, it wasn't an exhaustive list, so I have a few others from Brian from Center City to share. Philly Fin Swimming, which Brian said is trying to gather interest for gay games in Valencia, Spain next year.
Ooh.
So if you want to go to Spain, hit Brian up. Spartans Wrestling, Front Runners Running Group, Out Philadelphia Athletic League, Philadelphia Liberty Tennis Association, and City of Brotherly Love Softball. And if you have recommendations you'd like to share, email us at philly@citycast.fm or leave a text or voicemail at 215-259-8170.
Thank you, Brian. And thank you, Jessica, for that recommendation of the Philly pretzel with cream cheese. Speaking of sports, the city is actually getting ready to host a lot of big events. We've been talking about it for next year, 2026. So one of them is the 2026 MLB All-Star Weekend. Today at noon, the city is hosting the 2026 MLB All-Star Dedication outside of City Hall in Dilworth Park. This is a free event. The Roots are performing. Former and current Phillies players, and of course, the Fanatic will be there as well. Before we get into the weekend plans, I love night markets. I love the food vendors. I love seeing people out. But the Northern Liberties Night Market was scheduled for July 23rd, next week, but it got canceled
Oh, no.
Get this. The city quoted the organizers more than $24,000.
What? For what?
For police, for sanitation, and inspections.
That seems like a lot for a night market.
First of all, night markets are the community, right? And it's such a community vibe. It gets people outside of their homes. I mean, even like night markets can get people from different neighborhoods to come out. They're family friendly. This is wild to me. And especially in No Libs. No Libs is known for its restaurants, its nightlife. And you're trying to tell me that for police, sanitation, and inspections, over $24,000? This is a Philly. Like, this is a Philly organized thing. Like, excuse me?
Yeah, it just seems like there should be ways to support, especially like successful markets and community events like this, that like clearly there's been interest in them. Clearly people like them.
That's like a down payment for something. Like
a house.
Anyway, you can read more about this in the Inquirer. Okay. Weekend plans. What's everyone doing?
Well, now that the Northern Liberties Night Market is unfortunately not happening anymore, there still is the Germantown Night Market. That's happening this Saturday at Maplewood Mall. So definitely come out and support all the vendors there. It'll be from 4 to 9.
Love Germantown. So on Friday, y'all, again, we got to shout out Siani and the events in Hey Philly, because we've been like faithfully going to the Friday night jazz nights in Cedar Park over in West Philly. It's free. It's community-based. We bring our blanket. I just got us some chairs so we don't have to sit on the ground. So I'm really excited to use these new chairs. There's local vendors. And the Cedar Park neighbors, they have these orange buckets where they're collecting donations. It's such a great community vibe. We bumped into some friends over there. There was a woman, she was known as the Pina Colada Lady. So it's just been such a fun thing to do on Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Also, I might actually stop by the zoo on Saturday. They're hosting the Summer Ale Festival. Over 100 award-winning craft beers, ciders, hard teas, seltzers, food trucks, live music. This is an adults-only thing, 21 or older. So the zoo is closing at 3 p.m., so for families planning to visit the zoo this weekend, just be mindful of that. The Summer Ale Festival kicks off at 7 p.m., and it goes until 10.
Sounds like some good music and drinking this weekend. I've got food covered for you guys. Queen Village Restaurant Week starts today. It's the first ever restaurant week in this neighborhood, and I really want to hit Mahalo Hawaiian Barbecue. Have you guys been there before? Have you had Hawaiian barbecue?
I've been there.
It's good.
Definitely be mindful of the portions, because I think I like over ordered when I went, but it was very satisfying. It did its job, but just be mindful of that when you're ordering.
Oh, you'll get fed when you go there if you get a plate. I am like a huge Spam Musubi fan. Have you guys ever had that?
What is it?
It's like they're little, like 2 or 3 bite-sized. It's rice, a piece of pan-fried Spam, and covered in seaweed. It is such a great little like nibble snack situation, but also super filling. And they have that as an option for the $20 lunch during restaurant week. It goes from today until August 3rd. So I think I'm going to go to Mahalo Hawaiian Barbecue, get the Spam Musubi, get the short rib and Kahlua pork plate. And that comes with rice and macaroni salad. And when I tell you, like, I will go there before I'm going to do like a big hike or like after the gym or something when I just want to like grub. Mm-hmm. So I would super recommend that spot. That's a great one. Also, Tattooed Moms is participating. Southwark, which is like a great date night spot. They have really wonderful wine. And Puero Venezuelan Flavor. They have arepas and a bunch of other Venezuelan cuisine there. Check out the Queen Village Neighborhoods Association website to see everybody who's participating and check it out.
See, we love a night market. We love restaurant weeks.
Yes.
It supports our area businesses. All right. Abby, Siani, thank you so much for joining me this week on the Friday News Roundup.
Great seeing you.
Happy Friday, guys.
That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. Our executive producer is Matt Katz. Our producers are Abby Fritz, Lizzie Goldsmith, and Laura Sitsui. Our Hey Philly newsletter editor is Siani Colon. Our host is me, Trenae Nuri. Music is by Philly's own Interminable, with additional music from all the kimonos. If you enjoyed this week of episodes, please share with a friend. We've got a lot of recommendations. Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter, Hey Philly. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Have a great weekend and be safe, y'all. Bye.